at all from the Ember. Like, some people go, at the moment, hardly anyone gets lots of points in chains, right? But some people get lots of points in sleight. Does that change the matchup at all versus the OD?
Not so much in the lane. It's more that he can hit you and you can't hit him back.
Yeah.
And then he pushes the lane and you're set.
Gotcha.
Makes sense. I don't know what I'd like to see here from Navi. I think that the most important mechanic Keen utilizes in their drafts thus far in the tournament is reach, and I think they're doing it again here. And we brought it up before, but like in the game that they didn't have it yesterday, where they had that Medusa lineup, they had this massive and they leaned on this instead. But they certainly understand like which team is going to have the initiation advantage, and they. Oh God, I don't know. Oof.
I thought that was going to go the other way. Yeah. It was going to end up on the Keen side.
I was wondering how they were going to try and deal with this Shaman plus like Pango dual lane, but I think now with this pick from Navi, they've opened themselves up to potentially getting like aggressive tri-lanes or something.
You just get ran at in the mid game is the problem. Like in theory, Ember, like you have lots of lockdown now, but Ember is going to be playing aggressive. He's going to get on top of the roster, on top of the disruptor. These heroes suffer. You look at the Keen lineup, they had this support duo. 3 super tanky cores that also had a laning lead that could create space in the fights for them. Now, what's
is very dubious at that point. They're not really at all. And Keen, easy combination with the Winter's Curse. Set up an ice path, a little bit more building damage, very, very strong laning support, and Paul's going to be happy.
Always happy with the double-headed dragon in the game.
What's his win rate this event?
It's dropped off a little bit. It was like when we did the bet with Danog about whose dragon would win the tournament, either the Wyvern or the Jakiro. His was 25% and mine was 87%. It's down to 60% now. So
Navi, I don't think you're going to play Keen's draft better than.
Ambitious.
Hey guys, I've got a good idea. Their draft was great. Let's do that.
It's different because they have a Pango now to this Doom, because the Pango doesn't really want to go in first. You want someone else to go in for you, and then you want to roll on top of them and kind of cover them in the fight and create chaos, which the Spectre does really well. But I'm worried they don't have this hero that goes in and starts the fight and lets the Spectre go in after a couple spells are thrown out.
I agree. You're missing the centerpiece, right? Whereas previously you had a Razor that just, full divide, just go. He's getting in, he's itemizing to be able to do this, to be that frontliner for his squad. The Doom always partnered with him, but I agree with Gunnar where you have Spectre likes to come into fights later. You don't want to just haunt and initiate and make yourself a target. And that is a really, really, really hard hero for Spectre and Pangolier to lane against, if I'm not mistaken.
The run at you from Keen is terrifying. Absolutely, Slaughter's up in your face, Ember's up in your face. They've got some really good Roshan taking potential now as well.
Another stun to overlap the Winter's Curse. You apply the haze to
the haze plus curse combo.
You curse somebody and haze them.
And then their team just beats them to death. That's really scary.
I'd like to see a Jug from Keen, I think. I think that would round out the draft. It gives them more tower push. The Pango and the Disruptor don't really pressure it that much. I think the hero's also good for Spectre in game. So I think Navi should have banned it over the Jug. But
yeah, last game I think it was the same actually, where Navi banned Lifestealer and then Keen banned Jug. So perhaps this game they'll select it themselves. I think both heroes are just scary in the hands of Keen because they don't play it in the traditional manner. I've seen Drums Diffusal on their Jugs. I've seen Armlet and sometimes Midas Armlet and the Radiance on the Lifestealer, and also on occasions the Matumba Man build. They ban the Puck out.
It's interesting because our concept is that Navi need this frontline hero, right? And they need someone tanky who can go and provide vision for the 2 supports and allow the Spectre and the Pango to come in later. But Puck is not that hero at all. So Keen have a very different read.
I think Navi's hero depends on the last pick from Keen.
Wow, okay.
It's a throwback. PA Slaughter, this was, what patches? It was like 9 months ago, 10 months ago, where we saw this all the time?
Woe 9, something like that.
And
this is some caveman Dota from King Gaming. We said that they'd been borrowing from the Chinese teams, and here they are borrowing from MVP.
And
it
feels like they identified the issue with the support duo that they just ran, right? Where if you have the ability to jump on top of Disruptor and Rasta, they will explode, especially in this game where you've got now all 3 cores capable of potentially just solo killing any of the 3-4. Or possibly the 3-4-5, really, because Pango doesn't get super.
Yeah, and no way for Navi to really protect any of those heroes either, right? Their cores don't even peel at the same time. So if the Shaman or the Disruptor gets gone on, no one's saving them. That hero just has to be completely abandoned in the fight, and you just have to try and run for it.
I think this PA BKB timing. Ember, but it's a little scary.
Okay, seems like Navi have decided.
They need a playmaker. They need the front line. Very Storm favored throughout the game and the laning phase.
It's not. Ember is a free lane now. You can dodge the Remnant at level 2 with Sleight of Fist.
Yep.
Especially since people like going that early now. It feels good. Chains ruins Storm's game until he's a BKB because he can't ult anymore. And I don't know, it's kind of a scary hero for me in this game.
It's low damage. You get to a certain point, I think, like 30, 40 minutes plus, where Storm Spectre, you have all this jump potential, but I fear that they can't kill towers, unless they have roster wards, I suppose. You can't really kill Roche, and you're playing a slow draft against Keen Gaming.
It's risky, isn't it? Going to try and beat them in their own game? With half of their own draft from the previous game?
More than half.
Yeah.
I don't like the chances. I'm going with Keen if we're doing predictions.
No, I'm not going to put you on the spot. I think it's too risky right now. It's going to be a very difficult game to read. So thank you very much, gents. Time to hand you over to our commentary team for game number 2. And I'm pretty sure one half of their commentators are going to be very happy with the Storm.
In theory, Blitz should be. Navi's got a Pango, they've got a Storm Spirits. We should love this draft, right?
But I have a feeling that neither one of us do.
I don't.
I disagreed with Kyle when he's like, Storm crushes Ember all the time. I was like, no, I feel like it's the opposite. It doesn't feel great playing against him, and the power spikes are like so odd. But Gunnar might just be biased towards Ember. Oh, as you see Magical, he's already out. He's already placed his ward. He's waiting for E to place his. He's gonna hide in the tree line. He's gonna place his in full vision. Wait, did they see him?
I'm not sure.
Might have just been outside the range.
Might have been. No, I'm pretty sure he was seen.
I think so too.
I think so. This is something that we'll definitely be keeping our eye on, is the vision game. For this matchup. Going into game 2, Old 11 charges up into the high ground there, feeling like between a Winter Wyvern and Jakiro, maybe they could take a fight, but he takes so much initial damage that it's not a clear win for them. We'll see whether or not they're able to still contest that bounty rune, or if Slardar is too low even after a good 20 seconds of region. It looks like it. They're just going to play on their own side, which does mean that we're going to switch our lanes up, apparently. The PA is going to head down here. Crystallide's going to challenge for the opposing bounty rune. Does manage to grab it. Navi, they've gotten all 4. That is all 4 bounty runes for Navi.
Let me just say that Keen, in terms of like bounty runes, like as good as they are at warding, they really need that money because they do not get any of the bounty runes. It's like we saw the game against was it the Pango?
Yeah.
Where all 3 games they were just getting bodied in bounty runes. I don't know why. Like they just don't seem to care about them at all. That's free gold.
This time around, it's because they wanted to be able to switch up the lanes. They Old Chicken down here and send Slardar up to top lane. We were talking about this matchup earlier. Slardar bodies the Spectre and bodies the Pango.
Does it?
It does. You have a clear advantage. Pango hates Slardar so much in this one-on-one. Because what do? You're a low stat hero. He just runs up and bashes you you take so much, you can't really fight him back.
I see. Give him the old bash, the deeps.
Meanwhile, an aggro Trine lane with what I would say is two pretty good supports. I guess there's good supports on both sides. Both the Jakiro, Wyvern, that's a great harassment duo, but then there's Disruptor, Shaman.
Do you love Disruptor as a...
In a Trine lane? No.
I don't think so either. I think he works much...
Now jumping onto Misha, the dagger's going to come out. Old Chicken is taking a lot of damage, but they are going to be able to get that first one on the support. Old Chicken knows he's dead, but he's going to try and get a kill onto Chu here. They're both taking up the double flyer, and it does look like Chu is just going to hold in Dark as best as possible. He does go down, trading his life, but Crystallize now has a double kill. Not going to go for the Wyvern, though. Good discipline by Crystallize, recognizing that these short death timers means the PA was not too far away. So despite all the harassment advantage that Keen Gaming had in the end, that engagement did go the way of Navi.
Yeah. It was still first blood. Just, it's unfortunate for Keen that the Spectre actually gets the last.
Oh, yeah! Dodge a little bit more, but he can't get it. Magical with the haste rune quickly gets the aggro of the tower off of him. Does manage to retreat. Old Chicken, he has to do the same here. After trying to engage with Navi, tries to go for the Satyr, grabs it.
Got the solo kill and then gave my mans the tip.
And that just means, isn't there, am I wrong, isn't there a period of time where the Ember at like level 5 can do a lot against Storm?
Yeah, he just had to be more patient. Yeah. And I don't think he anticipated Magical getting the level of pull either.
Right.
Like this 2-1-1 build.
You've been telling me this. This is the change up in Storm Spirits ever since they buffed up his Vortex. Can you explain what it is? Why are people getting this spell now?
Well, now it's like actually like you have range. So in the laning phase, it doesn't feel that bad. And before, what would end up happening is like you would pop your pull, and then you couldn't walk forward after. But now you can do stuff like that, which is exactly what you saw. Like before, it was suicide. It was essentially just suicide.
Right.
It didn't really do anything. If anything, I felt like it was a net negative in the laning phase.
So now, like, this Ember Spirit can't reliably just sleight of fist dodge all these remnants, because sometimes he's going to get pulled into it. Magical's going to pull him back again. Here, the battle for the rune. That could be there. It's actually bottom of the double damage. An Ice Path comes out. Chu stuck here. He's going to try and retreat, but he's slowed down too much.
Plus, if you think about it, getting a level of pull early on in terms of like pure DPS is probably more efficient. It's Old Chicken likely to go down.
Take out here. Another Splinter Blast is going to bring Crystallize low. He's going to try and retreat to the trees instead of running back to the tower. Hides it out a little bit, waits for his other supports to come in and force Dark as well as Kaka back. Dark is actually low enough that he gets another Thunder Strike. He may die here, but Misha being body blocked up so hard. Now Misha's maybe overextended himself, and sure enough, the Ice Path is going to lock him down. Old Chicken will be able to help get this kill and make sure that Dark doesn't take too much damage.
Yeah, and Dark opted to go for the 1-1-1 build, which I think it kind of sucks because you don't deal as much damage, but at the same time, you just needed a way to break shackles. They got way too much after that.
5-minute bounties are up here. Chu turns around, goes for Dark, but Dark instantly pops the stick. He completely baited out Chu, and now Kaka lands that Splinter Blast, gets on top of him.
This is such an aggressive lane. Yeah, as I was saying about mid though, like, getting a level of pull means that you have another way to get overload off, right?
Yeah.
So I think in terms of pure DPS, it feels really nice.
Here's that level 5 marker, but the Storm Spirit, because of the kills he's been able to get in lane, is so close to level 6, and now the lane changes once again.
They're gonna kill him, I think.
Are they going to jump onto him? They hit the kinetic field, a little bit of extra Thunderstrike damage, and Magical can still zip around a little bit. One more jump into the river with the Fairy Fire. He does get hit by an Ice Path in just a couple of shots.
Oh, he's good.
Look at that. They don't have the range to be able to catch him, so he's going to start running down river at the healing salve. Was that given to him? I think it was by the support. The Splinter Blast not going to land. Magical definitely steps aside here, and now Kaka's going to be caught inside the kinetic field. Magical not feeling like he can commit. Misha, he's going to be the one caught instead. Looked like Misha thought they were going to really all in for that kill, but Magical said, I
think
that Ember Spirit's coming back.
Yeah. If you die to the Ember in that position, you throw away such a huge chunk of your lead.
Yeah. Look at this. Blizzy knows he can't take the one-on-one against the Slardar, so he's been cutting the creep wave this entire time. But look at the difference in levels. Blizzy still not level 6, and Slardar going to show him what's up. Has the level 7 mid lane, going to get ganked here. They're not going to let this Ember Spirit get his level 6, it seems. Remnant not going to be there.
Oh, they're still well done so far from Navi. I mean, even though their top lane is getting a little bit rough, this bot lane, I'd say, is trading out even enough, and their Storm is dominating in this mid lane. They've done a good job to gank for him too, plus the solo kill. That was unexpected, considering Yi has had such a good time lately.
Splinter Blast jumping onto Crystallize right as he used his dagger too. But it seems like, I'm very surprised they didn't commit more for this one. Finally, they do catch him with the Ice Path. If he hadn't used the dagger, then he could have escaped. Finally, he does get the dagger back up. Oh no, they've overcommitted now. Magical's going to be able to get in there. Immediately goes for the supports first. Now the lockdown. Here comes the Slardar, though. Magical's out of mana. He's going to be big hit from the Slardar to Schmop crush. Oh, Crystallize barely gets away there. Chu, kinetic field, trying to protect Chu as best as possible, but with the extra damage, the corrosive haze. It's inevitable. That old 11. What a great rotation by him, by the way, completely turning that. That could have been the Storm Spirit picking up a couple of kills. Instead, the Storm dies. They get the Shaman as well.
That would have been super free for Storm in that position.
Yeah.
It's like level 1 Ice Path is the main disable that you have to worry about. The Spectre, though, it was so close. I thought the Ice Path gave vision over him for a second, and I thought the dagger was going to come in, PA was going to get the last hit.
Misha. He knows those aggressive wards. He's gotten a little bit of a pattern now, but what he didn't anticipate was that Keen Gaming still had 4 around that ward.
Man, this Pango has really been slowed down by the way, Cap.
Yeah.
Like this, especially in a one-on-one matchup, I can't imagine these are the timings that you want to hit. No. You just got your level 6. You don't really have even arcane boots.
I mean, you're supposed to be looking at, if you're rushing Javelin, you're supposed to be looking at 5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah. So he should have the equivalent gold right now.
He should have it by now, yeah.
Why do you think he decided to go for Bottle just to be able to match regen versus the Slardar?
Yeah, I think at that point in time, like, you need some little edge to give it to yourself. And if you're cutting the creep wave as well, maybe you're in a position to be able to snag bounties or...
I actually never played Pango, so it's good to know this. Mid lane.
You've never played it?
I think I played it once, but it's just like, I don't play off lane. Like, I know how the hero works. I played against it like, you know, that mid phase where everybody...
Yeah, everybody was playing in mid.
I feel like that's good enough.
Blizzy, he can go up to the high ground here. He may be forced to try and get off his ultimate. Well, he got the silence, so he's actually going to be fine.
He made it sound like he was going to be close.
And it's always dangerous playing against an Ember. Just as he can follow you through the swashbuckle and then chain you right as you try and get off your ult. And if Dark lands a disable here, Blizzy may be in some serious trouble. Instead, it's just the corrosive haze.
I'm surprised they just try to go for that right there.
Yeah.
What do you think the actual odds are of them getting a kill on Blizzy in that situation?
Pretty low. It'd have to be like some sort of opening ice path into Yi. A chain.
Precious bounty.
And even then, they would have to dive pretty heavily for that tower. Bounty runes again. Keen Gaming gonna be able to grab a couple of them here and maybe caught for Magical. Trying to stay ahead of this Slardar. He's actually very low on mana. He's got one more jump, and now they're actually gonna be able to grab the Slardar. It is also that magical kill. He managed to get that. Now with the double damage on the Ember Spirit, he's trying to go for the kill onto Crystallize, and Blizzy can't stop it. He's already used his Rolling Thunder. He can't really help with the Swashbuckle too much. They're going to lose their carry and their mid here and their captain too. Yi running over Navi now. The faster lineup continues to stay up in kills.
Yeah, I mean, I love Storm as a hero, and I will always, you know, have a special place in my heart for him, but
Yi having 3 deaths by the 6-minute mark. That's only happened once in his career. That's pretty incredible stat there. As you can see how Magical is trying to turn the game against him, but several times because the rotations of all 11. This time he will not, though. Chu is going to be the trade-off instead. Support for support, but a heavy rotation from King Gaming.
at least going to hold the line here for now. Not going to pick up any additional kills on this Ember. That would have been disastrous if they get more on the Storm. Opting to go for more levels of the chain. We often see the 044, right? Just like more levels of the Sleight of Fist, but I think in this game especially, it's much more important for him to get the levels of chain so that he can pressure with the Slar Dart, so you can create space for this PA. Like, ideally in this situation, you want your PA to just be able to farm. It just takes her one good fight to be able to kill the Spectre.
Get games? No, he doesn't actually get in. The Rolling Thunder goes off. That could be dangerous. Spectre with the Static Storm. Now the follow-up hit. A winner's curse, though. Can he get away? It actually ended up going out so quickly. The glimpse. Was that a winner's curse on a creep?
I think so.
It stopped so quickly.
Yeah, it just ended. That would have been the save, too.
Yeah. There was still a glimpse. Old 11's going to truck on in here. Kinetic Field snags him, but Old Chicken can jump over that electricity fence. Will be able to get one support, and Blizzy's dead as well. They get the crush, and the bash followed up. Blizzy didn't even need that much, and they just keep on rolling here. They know he can't get it so easy. And turn around and search for Old Chicken. Trying to get up to that high ground. They're going to pull back Old 11. What a big hit from Blizzy as well. He managed to get the disarm on the PA. What a beautiful swashbuckle. And a jump away. That's not going to work. Crystallize. He'll collect the bounty on this kill, surely, or it'll be Blizzy who gets it with the swashbuckle again.
Very value buyback there. Got 500 gold for that too. Their Storm didn't die. They do indeed.
I mean, he had some incredible javelin procs in that. He did so much damage with that one swashbuckle hitting both the PA and the Ember.
The silence right there really helped him a lot too.
Yeah. And Old 11, he was trying to rush straight to a Blink Dagger, and he's at the same amount of gold he was 2 minutes ago.
Man, I love these teams. Like, these two teams playing against each other in particular.
Yeah.
Like, it just creates a fun series for whatever reason. I think it's because Keen's willingness to fight mixed with Navi's willingness to fight. Take these battles. We're not afraid to use our buybacks to turn the tides. I mean, especially Blizzy, by the way.
Yeah.
Blizzy and like Iceberg and Moon are, for me, like the three most aggressive buyback players.
Yeah.
At this tournament, at least, anyways.
And it's something we kind of have been learning, that buybacks, these early buybacks, just use them.
Yeah, just use them. I mean, for 500 gold, or like 400 to 500 gold, you're essentially like potentially killing a core hero, turning the momentum of a fight. You might be able to save somebody. They were able to get a lot of value out of that buyback.
I think so many buybacks worth it just for the gold that they get off of kills, not to mention the experience, the potential curbing of lost heroes on your side as well. There's so many upsides to it. A regeneration for Magical. And that'll be in his bottle.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It is incredible. I mean, the panel said, you know, this is going to be a slow for Navi. They said they wanted a faster hero for mid. Instead, they got a Storm Spirit, Spectre Storm. That's a late game lineup for sure. And yet, we're sitting at 13 to 17, 15 minutes in. Navi has not been shy whatsoever of taking engagements against Keen.
Yeah, the only thing that sucks about playing Storm versus Ember is like you pretty much have to go Yules first item.
Yeah.
And that does not feel good on Storm. Because if you guys think about it, like it doesn't give you huge mana regen. Like it doesn't give you any damage. The sustain or HP, like not great stats either.
Right.
It's sort of just, you're only using it as a defensive item, which means it's really hard for you to kill cores. It's great at dealing with supports. And obviously like 5.
Magical, that's dead. With the glimpse is going to be Kaka. Crystallize really wants this kill because he's closing in on Radiance too, and Blizzy will let him have it. A 1-for-3 exchange, and that is all because the incredibly fast reactions from Chu. This man is the Shadow Shaman player through and through.
Yeah, that was also a sick static storm.
Yeah.
Both the supports really performing in that team fight. And just losing 2 cores like that, especially when you know you haven't really pressured the Spectre that much, that's the scariest part. Like post laning, you know, they haven't been able to invade jungle like they normally do. They have finished the Blink Dagger on the Slardar now. That has to be the timing to just go. Take some fights, get active around the map. Sure, your PA can farm, but like your Ember wants to be the one going on people getting gone. Disruptor's almost always going to be more powerful when he's jumping on players or follow up. Whereas like if you have to backpedal, use Glimpse defensively, use your kinetic field defensively, the hero doesn't really provide any value. You want to get up in their faces, you have your Blink Dagger, make a move. That is exactly what they do because Kina is a smart team.
Gotta grab this double damage.
They're not fools, Austin, they know.
Work their way into mid.
And this is what I love too, is like the PA pretends to connect and want to grab an objective with this fight, so they're posturing around this mid area. Like I don't think getting just 2 kills really matters too much if you're not going to get a tower out of this.
They're going to sneak their way, but the tier 1 and tier 2, they still have not been spotted until that defensive ward. Now they know. Now they know about this, and they may try and actually fight since it's on top of the shrine. Gamer are going to retreat. They did a good job hiding there all the way through, but there was a ward, one of that river ward just above Crystallize, spotted King. But as a result of that rotation, they did take the mid tier 1.
I think that's a greater objective, as I'll always say in my cast.
In that situation, like if Navi knew that King Gaming was looking for a fight and such, you say the greater objective is that mid tier 1 tower.
Yeah. Like just going into the jungle, invading, getting a kill on the Spectre, having him respawn in 30 seconds and able to defend this mid tower, like what does that really do for you in the grand scheme of things?
Yeah.
Whereas like now you have this big advantage because you have their mid tower, you have a mid tower and they don't. You can protect ancient camps a lot easier.
The roll out, Old Chicken gonna dodge for a second, but eventually he will be revealed again. And Stu get the lockdown. He's not wasting any time, by the way. Throw down those Serpent Wards. A good thing too is Old Chicken, he did not die so easily. Magical's completely out of mana though. He's gonna hide in the trees here. He knows if he's spotted, he's dead, and now he is, but Dark has already taken so much damage. It's gonna be by the Brace. Magical, they're trying to slow him down. The Witch hold on in. Get a swapple hit, hoping the silence. Kinetic field, static storm. That's gonna be a 4th kill for Navi and a tower.
And you see that big grin on Misha's face. I mean, the combination of Chu plus anyone really has been so deadly.
It's incredible how Navi chose like not to defend their mid tower, but then they strike just a minute later and win this massive team fight. Again, with this kind of lineup, they just keep on using Magical. His Storm Spirit is being super aggressive.
Yeah, this is like more of a mid-game thing where he's just like, screw it, I'm just gonna go in at all times.
Yeah.
Like you see his item build too. He didn't even opt to finish his Scepter, which I think is the right idea in a lot of ways.
I was gonna ask you about that because you got Slardar and
like you want BKB more than you want like Yules. Oftentimes the problem on Storm is you need to get both.
Yeah. So he's kind of reading, it's like, I'm kind of countered in this situation.
Yes.
There's a bit of stats, and I'm just gonna fight. I'm gonna win my team fights instead of trying to build for late game, right?
Yeah, it's actually sick. Because if you think about it, Ember can't really burst down some like 1600 HP, 10 armor Storm, right?
Yeah.
That's not easy for him to be able to do.
Keen. They can do Roche so quickly with this corrosive haze. But first they need control of the pit. They need to be able to get a kill. But the jump knocks back, actually locked down the Storm Spirit. But Rolling Thunder on through. It hits all 4. He's bowling through Gaming. He drops them all low. The PA is going to be able to finish him off with a download proc as well. A straight up auto is all he needed. The Hex out. Ice has to for me. The extra disable. He be able to get back now, but there's 2 supports, Dark as well as Kaka trying to get back to their one. Pump and break a little bit, or maybe they're not. Chu says we're gonna go for
for more, but the Emperor already had that remnant over the side. It looks like Storm was able to hunt down the Slardar upriver, while the rest of Navi pushed through mid. They've got the Surfer Ward's already laid out to hit that mid-tier 1 tower, and I'm not sure where this Jakiro thinks he's going. He grabs the regen, yes, but gives Blizzy a big kill.
And this is going to be what looks like 4 bounty runes going their way, plus the mid tower, on top of all the core kills that they just got. Blizzy's just a god.
It's going to go for more. Stop. What are these supports? They're coming out here and immediately grabbed by 2.
Blown away.
Monster kill! Double kill!
Man down.
They had a pretty good lead. They had the lead in objectives, and now they've just had kill after kill after kill. They jump all in on the disruptor, and they line up perfectly, like pins in an alley. Blizzy just knocks him down one after another. He must have gone like 3 different hits on everybody with Rolling Thunder. That was big for them. Now you have quite a dominant net worth lead. Your Spectre is so online. Your Storm, he's proved that he can't get bursted, even when he gets chained at this point.
Yeah.
Plus the Sardar's item progression is just completely falling off a cliff.
Oh, yeah. I was going to talk about it when he chose to go for Blink first. Yes, it's great for being able to, force these fights and such, but if you don't have that Midas, Slardar's not a great farming hero. He kind of needs something like the Midas to be able to keep him going, and he's going back for it now, but a 20, 25-minute Midas is not going to do any wonders for you, and this is a Keen Gaming team that they have an aggressive lineup, but these heroes do not play well from behind.
The way that works is, like the Slardar, you have such a big lead.
Long jump forward, he's going to spot, and eventually, and invisibility will wear out. Another big kill.
Magical's playing out of his mind right now.
Insane.
There's so many different counters for him. It's not an easy game, and yet he's just rolling.
Glimpse back, TPs. No disablers TP'd, so Old 11 will be able to get out.
You like Blizzy's build? This is the most standard build ever, right?
Yeah,
there's nothing to
Reeves.
with one javelin.
Yep. Now he's got the crucial level 15, so he can get the damage now from his shield crash during the Rolling Thunder.
I know
Fortunately,
you used a lot of iteration.
I think it depends on the situation, but nowadays it's been more about the damage.
I see.
Low shield crash cooldown. Unfortunately for Navi, they do not have great ways of taking Roshan, but if they can get enough control of the map and do it, I feel like just one Aegis and the game's pretty much over. It's so hard for Keen to come back.
Aegis on Storm is pretty game-winning at this point.
Yeah.
They have some ways to do it. Like, Spectre and Storm, their attack damage isn't terrible, but more importantly, you have Shaman Wards. And Shaman Wards will help you quite a bit with that. But to be able to do it easily, and without Keen having like some sort of comeback into the game, you probably have to get, you probably have to win a team fight.
Yeah.
For Keen, like you notice that, by the way, that he's decided to go for the Yules himself. It's like a flip side. He's like, wow, I need some sort of defensive item. But he's also a BKB queued up, which is like, it never feels good having to go for both. Which
Double
is what I just talked
items.
about.
Yeah.
Which is why Magical, I think, said, like, I'm not going to do that.
In gaming, in order to get back into this game, they do need to take team fights, right? Because otherwise, there's going to be was able to hide. The Spectre ult being used there. This could be a great opportunity for Keen to try and take a fight and wrestle control of this game back away from Navi, because Navi, with a late game lineup like this, they've got Storm and Spectre, a 5,000 gold lead by 25 minutes. They are ahead of schedule right now. Navi, you got to play it safe here for the bounty rune. Just going to control one side of the map.
Come on, Keen, get some. Please.
Oh, no.
Oh, they're actually pretty close. That's not bad. Okay, never mind. It just updated.
They just Yeah, 3 out of 1.
Okay, all right, never mind. They're behind by like 1,000 in bounties again.
Uprange Hex, so tough for this Emperor Spirit to be able to contend with. There is going to be Winter's Curse trying to buy a little bit of time. He's being run around by this Rolling Thunder, has to jump back defensively. The Disruptor's already been picked off. They're going to be able to get this Jakiro next. Slardar as well dead, and looks like Kaka's down. So this is just going to be cleanup for Navi. Get the dagger in. Oh, an immediate buyback. They really want to take this. There is this positioning of the PA on the side. But how can they really take it without any disables? Slardar's going to roll in now, but...
I think this was a little bit of a tilt buyback.
Yeah, it seems like it.
I don't know what that provides for you.
Maybe it prevents Navi from doing Roche?
I don't think they're going to go for it anyways.
Yeah. With Ember Spirit still alive?
I think they're just out of damage right now at this phase of the game. The hits like kittens. The Slardar has had 0 item progression. The PA, aside from the BKB, needs at least like 1 more DPS item before he's really scary.
Yeah.
So even when they get locked down, there's no real follow-up to do anything with it.
It's pretty rare to see this item build to go straight into the NKB. You're facing up against PA and you're super far ahead.
I mean, why not?
Into soon for Crystallize. Meanwhile, Old 11's going to try and build into a BKB off the hand of Midas. He has a Link now. Aether Lens. This Ember Spirit. Talk about a rough game.
I mean, it's all starting from the laning phase. I don't think he's used to losing his mid lane that bad.
I mean, again, this is the most deaths he had in this laning phase. He didn't get the normal at least 1 kill by 6 minutes.
I think this was like, stat was like, this is the worst that he's done in professional Dota in terms of deaths.
Yeah. What a stark difference. I guess he is just lit up the heat map. And I mean, you got to keep taking fights, right? I feel like the longer this game goes, Navi, you're just going to keep getting like, oh, now we've got this big item. You're just talking about he's almost got the Orchid on Magical. Like, they do get the pick off on the Destroyer. One's looking... First, they do so successfully. Blizzy rolling around, Dark doing a dodging all that magic. It's actually with 3 cores, have the time of their lives. Misha's laughing at this game because he knows it's already over, man.
Yeah, they are. I don't think it's like 99%, but I mean, we're splitting hairs at this point. They just can't win fights. And that's really all that matters in Dota. When you win a team fight, how long will it take until you can win a team fight? Like, what set of conditions need to be met for you to be able to think that Navi is going to lose a team fight to Keen?
Well, the Winter's Curse does a lot of damage, but not enough to be able to get the kill, and instead Kaka is going to be grabbed. That's going to be a Bloodstone charge, maybe not actually. Beautiful set of chains. Stay on match. They a lot of damage on him as well. Another Ice Pass snags him up. Tier 3 is going to fall. Navi are all very low, though, so they have to back up. They have so much mobility that Keen Gaming cannot stretch their hand out of the base and catch him.
And they're moving forward again. They're holding the shrine area. They want Keen to just poke their heads out. I can't.
No, they saw the PA. They saw him dagger a creep down there, so they start moving over
they did such a good job of not getting up.
Yeah.
And a lot of that just comes down to the fact that Magical has been so aggressive with his Storm. Even though he ran once or twice into the old 11 Slardar and just straight up got popped, he created so much time for Crystallize to come back from that laning phase.
All right, we've got a Deso. That is a big item for Keen Gaming. Maybe that'll change the nature of these team fights. It seems like the PA struggled to be able to go in any of these. But the roll up, Blitz are set up, and now even on third as well. Oh, the
Mega kill! Dominate! Ultra kill!
Comes in and he can actually battle out with the radiant damage over. He's trying to get away. He does manage to get out, killing the Spectre and getting away.
And taking that fight just in front of the shrine like that, not the easiest thing to do. You saw how low everybody got. If you don't take the fight out of the shrine right there, you're most likely fine. And now you might just give up an Aegis.
I mean, they made the most of the Shrine's regen and being right on top of a TP point.
Yes.
The Winter Wyvern's like, all right, you killed me at the start of the fight. Congrats.
Bye-bye.
I'm just going to instantly come in. It's going to be 6 versus 5. On top of that, those were fresh BKBs. It was a fresh Desolator. I mean, that could not have gone better for Keen Gaming, and now they're going to be able to get a Roshan as a result. Navi, this game was looking like it locked in, but that one team fight may have just shifted things.
Oh no, because now you're going to get a Basher on this PA.
Yeah.
Suddenly she's really scary to play against at the Storm. You get crit twice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, Navi, don't do it like this.
What was drifting up, it looked like it was going to hit the 10K marker, but that fight, now only a 2,000 net worth lead for Navi. They're still up. They still have a Spectre and a Storm Spirit.
And the scary part, too, is that he's about to get a damage item, like the first of his game. Because right now, nobody's really afraid of him, is the problem. Like, none of the supports
couldn't even kill the creep wave.
Yeah. That's just kind of his life.
Yeah. Hey, Basher for Basher. Crystallize has got one, too.
I mean, try to lock down both of the spirits. PA's now starting to get really messed. Has the Basher flying out, has the Deso for more damage, plus the amp. I guess that's the way that you could potentially win it off.
Macro Pyre out, just trying to stop these Spectre split pushing with these Manta Radiant Illusions.
I mean, realistically, I thought this game was over 90-10.
Yeah, agreed.
I wasn't willing to say 89, but I was like 90-10, sure. Maybe even, yeah, like 90-10 sounds about right.
If they can get BKB on the Slardar, he'll be a lot more effective in these team fights too.
He does have it now.
Oh, he does have it. At the same time, Blizzy did get a Basher, but it feels like the last two times we talked about, the PA's Basher is more effective than the Spectres for the most part, and I feel like this BKB from the Slardar is going to make a big difference in fights, and I'm not sure if this Basher will do the same for Blizzy. Just having a little bit of fun right now with this Rolling Thunder. Hearing to actually let it go if the enemy team does tread into this high ground. Navi are just holding it for now.
I can still hear it in the distance.
Old chicken. Can't pop the BKB, but again. PA jump in the back line. They're gonna. But he's running a little bit low on mana, and that's why he's going to TP out. He does so successfully.
That's both the supports, though, Pop.
Oh, they're thinking about going forward with the glimpse back here. And an arm on 11, and Crystallize knows it's sticky enough to take front line, especially with Magical coming back into this engagement.
They're pinging. It looks like they want to continue the chase, but just not enough reach. They didn't kill the Storm. They did buy back on a Chew. They did buy back on a Dark. Look at the gold change.
It's those BKBs, right? Like, they needed a dream kind of start where BKBs killing something important. because the way that fight started with the PA just kind of rolling up and getting, they had to go for the shadow jump, and that's just not the way you want to be able to go for the engagement.
I don't know how much I love Shakiro, Wyvern as a support duo. Like, both seem to lack a little bit of damage.
Neither one has this easy instant disable. You have Winter's Curse, but we've seen in both games that Winter's Curse can be used for bad at times if you just snap Judgment, use it.
You got to be able to protect your supports in Dota 2, because Dota 2, like when it comes to the team fights, it's almost always going to come down to how many numbers you have. Like being able to go 5-on-3, like we saw the engagement by the Shrine, you can just kind of refresh through stuff.
Yo, the man's level 25.
Yeah, he's massive.
He's got the triple stifling daggers now. So at the same time, like this is a massive upgrade for him, but it's also PA kind of reached a peak. Like she straight up reached a peak and then she can't get more levels, but she's also maxing out in items as well. She still has the Aegis though. That's why Old Chicken is leading the way, just like he did last time. That team fight didn't go the best for Keen Gaming, but they're hoping that they'll be able to catch Navi by surprise for this next one.
Yeah, they're showing the Ember, especially going to roll him towards bottom lane.
Navi, they're so good at always being able to just play defensively around high grounds. They do it all the time. That's how they almost beat Mineski. That one game they had the Monkey King. AC next for Slardar, but he's obviously a ways away from it.
And that's going to be the Aegis fading, which might prompt Navi to get aggressive again, as their once pretty good lead, all of a sudden it's going to cut to about half. And in fact, it's just going to go the other way now. It's Keen, once again.
11 really building into a sort of semi-carry build with his AC, but he also didn't go the night vision. He went for the lifesteal.
That's surprising, especially considering I think like he's their really like they're by far their best way to start fights.
Yeah, and I think they need information in the engagements, right? They want to jump the Storm, they want to jump the Pango, they want to stop these heroes before they get their jump of some kind, before Rolling Thunder goes off, or Storm jumps to the back line. But instead, I mean, now he's got almost 55 steal. He's going to be hexed up immediately. Not really.
Double kill. Many before you have time.
They got a bounce on him and a grab. He's gone. What happened? He disappeared. He Houdini'd out of the building.
That was so unlucky for him. Old Chicken just blew him up. We didn't even see him.
He got bashed and crit, and that's all, folks.
He just got wiped off. I was like, they're going to turn this fight. This is so sick. And this is why Keen decided to split up. The timing of their split, so that everyone didn't get hit by that, they sensed it. They're like, Storm bought that, guys. He's going to TP to this tier 2 and just all in try to save his... And now it puts them in such a precarious position because you don't have buyback on your Storm for 74 seconds.
That's going to be a lane of racks.
I mean, most likely, you have to be careful here. You have 3
You get 2? You can get 2 lanes of racks.
This is... Oh my...
A dramatic turn.
There's no buyback on Spectre. Storm dead for 50. Pango himself just can't defend. They're going to probably get double racks here. They're pinging this PA with Deso. Takes this so quickly. She's got Vlad's aura on her too. That one, I mean, it's around so much. And now it's going to be a 7K lead. Navi, really dominant mid-game.
Yeah.
Now turns into this, where 40 minutes in, Keen have just wrested control away from them. And I'm not even really sure how it happened. It was just that shrine fight, I guess, where they decided to pull in fight around the shrine.
I mean, they had so much control of the game before the point.
There's just no need to take an engagement like that.
Yeah.
That's the best part about being ahead, is that you can always dictate where you're going to take the fights. I think they were just so cocky because they weren't losing fights by any degree.
Right.
They're like, whoa, we're really far ahead. But actually having like 2 lives to work, that's what the shrine does for you in that situation. Now they're going to get another Aegis, this time in the hands of the Ember Spirit.
Oh, the roll in. Magical.
Can you imagine if he just got...
That would be the game. It would be over.
Instead, they're going to march down this top lane.
So 7,000 turns to 11,000 as a not just game.
The PA lead, by the way,
Roshan.
when they all stacked up was so huge.
Yeah.
This... Okay. You can no longer fight Old Chicken. He is very close to the complete slot, which is the Abyssal Blade. And this is an expensive Slick slot too, with the Abyssal going into the Satanic. This is one of those, like, got drums and an Atos.
Yeah. And no, it's got like Lincoln to stop this. So pretty much the PA pops BKB, jumps to you, whoever he's jumping, probably dead. And that's a lot of the Storm Spirit.
How quickly they take towers. They're just going to keep going for it. And not
don't stop.
They've done this before. Being caught outside their base, you guys have back.
You got to get in position. They're going to show up now with Crystal, but double siege plus the Mind Armor from this Desolator. Now Blizzy's going to start getting a little bit of harassment damage, which might force Keen back.
Still, more than half damage onto this tower. Siege Wagon doing so much for them. And this is your last racks. I don't think you can afford this kind of damage to just come onto your racks.
Crystallize really... He's got the buyback.
He does. That's why he's saving. He wants to be able to get on, get everything really low, and back, haunt back in, all in for that fight.
Yeah. And that's why Keen are low to jump him. They understand. They got to back up. And wait for a better opportunity. They've also got to defend mid. Got to deal. There is a range racks under attack. The game pretty much being over and you were just like making sure we did go all in.
I was like, I mean, I always believe at least like a 10% wiggle room chance.
Yeah.
I feel like as a commentator just to do that, because I mean, how many times have we cast? Like 1,000? We had to have seen better, like bigger comebacks than this, but it did feel like Navi, you could see it on their faces, like they thought they were just rolling. They're like,
we're having a good time, what a team fight. Look at us going high ground with the Spectre Storm for like 30 minutes. Now we've got an Aeon Disc for the Ember Spirit as well. All of the Winter, now it's pretty important because it seems like the lockdown of the Winter's Curse. I mean, it takes them into the ice. Curse.
Also, the downside of giving the Ember the Aegis, it will feel really comfortable allowing the PA to just like walk up the high ground and hit the tower.
Yeah.
So they're allowing E to do it, which is slower, but now they're going to going in.
Jump in, that's going to be the Antis Kaka. And the glimpse back on Chickadee pops. It goes for Blizzy. It's in time. He has to jump away. They make it feel. He can out. You have to defend this. And Keen Gamer going to force those buybacks out of him. The silence onto the Ember Spirit. The Ember Spirit's low enough. They do take away that H. The PA is at hell. Yeah, Dolph 11 back. Look, gets blown up. He had half HP. The crit is on the tips. Storm jumps away again. He's just going to keep poking at Keen and somehow force him out of the base because it's 2 minutes left till the Spectre's here. But now he no longer has Blizzy as well.
Hands off the
keyboard. Magical. Back to the again. He's
He's got to keep doing this time and time again if he hopes to be able to stop Keen from claiming this Megas. A glimpse back, pull him in, try and get him with the Storm Shield as best as possible. Jakiro buys back, knowing that they can just end the game right now. They can get the Megas, but point back doesn't matter. Oh shit, that thing cannot have a puncher fountain. Look at him standing inside of your base. Call GG, Navi. It's over. Keen Gaming make the comeback and are heading to the Grand Finals.
And that was done in such a hurry. For them to effectively win that game, when they had the opportunity to win fights cap, they were so decisive with it. They took everything from Navi.
Navi, they had control of this game. It looked like they could have forced it to a game 3, but Keen Gaming, we say they play fast. And it seemed like they got shut down, but it only took one mistake, and that's the